call the ferry, press both buttons. Oh man, hold on. This is the ferry, yeah?
Yeah. This is us.
She's a small one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're on our way to the island of Easdale, and right over there, it's a bit rainy today, but that's the Isle of Mull we were at with Guy doing the scallop diving a few days ago. What is the Isle of Easdale like? This is it right here, right?
Yeah, small and nice, I would say.
Yeah?
Tourist friendly.
Why do people normally go there?
The quarries, skimming competitions.
Skimming? Like with boats?
Stone skimming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And do you know a guy named Duncan?
Yeah.
So the ride's only about 2 minutes, we'll be there in a second, and we get to meet the guy. I'm excited. There's the ferry, and seriously, no joke, it is an island completely covered in exactly perfect skipping stones. You could skip any of these, look. It's incredible. All right, so we're looking for a restaurant called The Puffer. He should be there. This, yeah, The Puffer. Let's do it.
Is it going to be a quick call?
This must be him. He's got the helmets. Hey man, pleased to meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Duncan of Slate Island Seaweed. He is a seaweed specialist. And today we're gonna hit the shore and we're gonna find, forage, eat, explore, learn. What else are we gonna do? How about seaweed?
Cook.
Maybe slip on.
Slip on and hopefully cook some seaweed.
Where's Canada from here?
That way.
So straight across the ocean that way. Once you hit the coast, that's where I'm from. So the ocean is a little bit similar. It's all in the North Atlantic. Very cold, very fresh, but like we saw diving with Guy a couple days ago, it is a beautiful garden underneath there. And the plan today is to show you guys that seaweed is more than just this thing that goes in the water. It's super cool. Actually, super cool. So we're gonna head that direction now. There's some helmets. We gotta stay safe.
So the helmet is just in case you slip over and crack your head, but the main thing is you're likely to do is your ankles or your bum. So yeah, we've got to be a bit careful on the rocks. They can be sharp and they can be slippy.
And do you know what else these helmets are good for?
What? Being seen.
Looking cool, and also for head spins.
Head spins.
I used to be a breakdancer, and we'd buy these helmets to practice head spins. So we're gonna be down there, staying safe, not cracking our heads.
And we're not doing head spins.
Oh, come on, just one. All right, so we've just begun our foraging experience here on the coastline. Like Duncan was saying, you can really see exactly how high the water goes up. You can see the intertidal zone. Here it's about low tide right now, slack tide. It's about 4 meters from low tide to high tide. The zone in the middle is where we're seeing a lot of these seaweeds. It's a very harsh place for animals to live and also seaweed to live. Constantly changing temperatures, constantly changing salinity with fresh water from the rain, being desiccated by the sun. It is very tough for any kind of wildlife to live here. And it's a great spot to find seaweeds. Let's go. I still can't get over how perfect all these stones are. All right, specimen number 1.
So
This one looks a bit familiar for me, actually.
this is what looks like spiral rack, and again these are the seed pods, but you can delicately cut them off. Always make sure you leave something behind. You don't want to scrape a rock clean. You've always got to leave something behind because it'll then be able to recover, and you can eat these.
Nice and crunchy. And you're snipping these so we can cook them later.
Yeah, I will probably take some home and dry it because I like experimenting and turning these into little snacks. There we go. Can you see the pink stuff encrusting the rock?
I do see. So
Yeah,
this
is
right here, right?
Yeah, that's a red, what's known as a red encrusting coralline algae.
So this crust here is not rock. It's a red seaweed that's made a hard crust on the outside of the rock here.
It's known as a calcified or coralline algae.
And just looking right now, I can see I see a coralline red we spoke about. I see some sea lettuce.
Yep.
I see a couple new ones. I see something that looks quite kelpy.
Yep, we've got a wee kelp, about a few. What do you think this one is?
I don't know. It's a new one.
This is dulse.
Oh, this is the.
Oh, it is dulse.
So this
right?
is the one that is very famous on East Coast Canada. I've never had it just straight out of the ocean. Always dried. You slurp it like. bit like peppery, right?
Yeah, a bit peppery, a bit meaty. Oh, this is so exciting! Oh my days!
What did we find? What did we find?
We've got a stalked jellyfish.
Really?
Yeah. No, this is serious. This is so cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found something quite rare in this tide pool.
So explain what a stalked jellyfish is.
It's a group called Staurum medusae, and so they're kind of like jellyfish that have settled. At the end of the arms are the tentacles.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah, and then everything will go down to the center, which is near the stalk. So again, everything has its own mouth, but it's a single organism.
This is a new one here as well. I think it's this, do we call it Irish moss?
Yes, bang on.
Oh my god, I got one right.
Excellent.
So if you think you've never actually had seaweed before, you're wrong. Because this particular kind of seaweed is in toothpaste, in
I think toothpaste.
ice cream too?
I think so. Carrageenan's featured in ice cream because it's a stabilizer, it's a thickener, it reacts with fats. So a traditional dish is to take some, put it in milk, heat up the milk, then take out the seaweed and let the milk cool, and you get a milk jelly. And
Milk jelly.
Yeah, used as a cough medicine. If you had a cold, you got fed the milk pudding.
We've worked our way down the shore. Duncan is about knee deep in kelp, and we can tell it's low tide because if you look around, all the kelp is poking out of the water. There's a few really interesting species of algae down here. This one in particular is called sea spaghetti, and you might see this really cool looking mushroom-shaped algae. You would never think that this ends up looking like this. Sea spaghetti. I can see how that could be really nice, actually.
So what we're actually eating is the reproductive organ of a seaweed. So this is called pepper dolls. Have a taste. I mean, I like it just because it looks like a fern and it's beautiful, but the flavour is...
Wow, that's delicious.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't expect it to be that good. I mean, they're all none of them are bad tasting, but that one tastes very, very amazing. And immediately, not like a faint aftertaste. Like you put it in your mouth and you bite and you taste this garlicky, arugula, rocket type taste.
I should have actually brought some.
Okay, we've just got to the community hall here on Easdale, and the chef has washed the seaweed, which is step one, and he has a whole setup to show us how to cook some of the things we caught today. Let me see if I can pass the test. We have kelp, we have sea spaghetti, we have dulse, and that's the winged kelp.
Yep, so what we're going to first do is get some onions, mushrooms and tomatoes with some oil, put that in, cut some of this in, because they've got the protein. Some researchers in Oregon came out with this thing called seaweed that tastes like bacon, and you might have heard it in some of the media stories. It's been making rounds on Facebook certainly. So that's what dulse is. It's probably because it's got quite a high protein and quite a high iron content. But what you'll see is it goes this green colour. So it's gone, there's the red, it's going green. That's it, just partially cooked, and it goes...
So you can see, yes, the part that touched the frying pan is green, and the dulse before is more of a reddish brown. And why does it turn green?
So it turns green because the pigment, the red pigment, it's called phycology, is water soluble. So as soon as you heat it, all the water is lost out of the cells, and it just leaves the chlorophyll, just like you have in your green grasses.
The red pigment gets leaves by evaporation, leaving only the green pigment.
Yeah. You ready?
I'm ready.
So this is the dulse. There we go.
Oh yeah. Oh. Dulse, like bacon, is something you have to wear a shirt when you cook, apparently. So this is our crispy fried, delicious, apparently bacon-esque
dulse.
Dulse. Oh, it is really crispy.
Yeah. It's not that dissimilar.
I'm surprised. It tastes like a little bit like, this is my opinion, bacon with like fried pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know how kale chips are all the rage?
These would be...
These are way better than kale chips.
Kale sucks.
Kale. Here's our pasta sauce, and of course with pasta sauce you need...
Pasta, so we've got our sea spaghetti.
Sea spaghetti.
and I've cut up some of this into strips. So you do this, some garlic, the oil, heated oil.
The secret to all good food in the world.
Is garlic.
Bright green. Big color difference, eh? Man, our pasta is looking delicious. And we're adding our pasta sauce, seaweed on seaweed. A little bit of mushrooms, a little bit of tomato, a little bit of onion too. This is like food porn right now.
Also, we're using 4 species of seaweed here.
This looks delicious. All right, let's get a big forkful.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. That was some gourmet food, man. I don't think like if people were gonna eat seaweed, they would expect it to be really salty. You'd taste like you were licking the bottom of the ocean, but it tastes like vegetables. It tastes like a nice vegetarian type pasta.
So this is it toasted. Hopefully this is...
Oh man. Yeah. So good. All right, do I have seaweed in my teeth?
No, oh, a wee bit there.
Well, it's gonna have to stay in there. So man, I had an awesome time today. I think it's very cool that we just walked down to the Scottish seashore. I knew I knew a little bit about seaweed, but we picked up 7 or 8 different kinds of edible seaweed. A lot we had raw. We came back and cooked some and it was so good, man. It was so good. So you said there's no seaweeds that can cause you any harm. Not here anyway.
Not here anyway.
So, like we did, jump down there, take a few bites if you're in Scotland. Some might not be tasty, but most are pretty tasty. And I'm sure you can find more information through this guy here if you're gonna come visit, and also online. Like always guys, experience over possessions, kick the grind, check out Duncan. I'll leave his information below, and I'll catch you next video. Peace.